श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्यः कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्ताम् सदा हृदि। रामानुजदया पात्रम् ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणम् श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यम् वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्। ஷீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஊரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
ஸ்ரீமான் வெங்கடநாதார்ய கவிதார்க்கிககேசரி வேதாந்தாச்சார்யவர்யோ மே சன்னிதத்தாம் சதா ராமானுஜதயா பாத்ரம் ஞானவைராக்யபூஷணம் ஸ்ரீமத்வேங்கடநாதார்யம் வந்தே வேதாந்த தேசிகம். சீரொன்று தூப்பு திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்று சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஓரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானே
முன்பே ராஜ்ய காங்ஷீச்ச ராட்சசா என்று தனக்கு பிறந்த பழி தீரும்படி Vibhishana Alvan wanted to dismiss the wrong notion against him that he is after the kingdom. He was not after the kingdom, as the monkey leaders thought of him wrongly, and therefore he wanted to dismiss that idea from the minds of all people. So Uttarakhandatil padiye. So Uttarakhandam of Dvayamantram, namely Srimate Narayanaya Namaha. So we say Sarvadharman Parityajya in Charma Shloka of Sri Krishnavatara. We say Swasmai Swaprite Swayameva Karayati. So we say Kayena Vacha Manasendreva Buddhyatmanava Prakriti Swabhavat Karomi Yajyat Sakalam Parasmai to the Almighty, to the greatest Almighty. Narayanaya iti samarpayami. Narayanaya. Again we say the last verse from Vishnu Sahasranama. Shitilascha bhitaha goreshu cha vyadhishu vartamanaha sankirtya narayana shabdama arta vishanna shitilascha bhitaha goreshu cha vyadhishu vartamanaha sankirtya narayana shabdamatram. Sankirtya narayana shabdamatram. That's all. Vimukta dukkha sukhino bhavanti. Uttarakhandatil Srimate Narayanaya Namaha என்றபடியே தன்னுடைய அனன்ய பிரயோஜனத்துவத்தை வெளியிடுகிறான். So he doesn't seek any benefit other than Lord's divine feet. That's all. So தன்னுடைய அனன்ய பிரயோஜனம், அனன்ய பிரயோஜனத்துவம். There is no advantage of surrendering to Rama except surrendering to Rama. Ananya Prayojanatvam. It is called Newman's idea of a university. Why do you study in a university? In order to study. That's all. For the sake of study, we study. So Ananya Prayojanatvam. There is no other use of surrender. Veliyidugiran. How did he reveal that fact? Parityakta Maya Lanka. So Lanka was deserted by me, was despised by me, as Bharata did it in the case of Ayodhya kingdom. So we say, according to Swami Vedanta Deshika's Paduka Sastram, the second verse in the Prastava Paddhati, first chapter, Bharataya Param Namostu Tasmai Prathamodaharanaya Bhakti Bhajam. He is the first and foremost example of devotees to Rama's divine sandals. Yadu Upajnam, which was rejected. Yadu Upajnam, Yatu which Upajnam, Asheshata Prithivyam. The whole earth was rejected by. Why whole earth? Asheshataha, full, entire, whole, W-H-O-L-E, earth, Prithivyam. Why? Because Ayodhya kingdom ruled all over the world. Any king of Ayodhya is said to be the ruler of all the three worlds, even the heaven. Swarga, Patala, and Bhumi. These three worlds. We say in Sanskrit, Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha. The atmosphere, the earth, and the heaven. So all these are all ruled by the king of Ayodhya, because that was the supremacy, that was the monarchy, that was the emperorship of the entire Ayodhya kingdom. So any king of the solar race rules over all the three worlds. So what did he do? What did Bharata do? Bharata refused to accept. Yat upajnam asheshatra prithivyam. Therefore, why did he do it? Prathito Raghava Paduka Prabhava. Raghava sandals, Rama's divine sandals, were so popular, famous. In order to make them also famous, Bharata rejected the offer. Very great offer. He spurned the offer. He did not accept it. In the same way, Vibhishana also, Parityakta Maya Lanka. Yangalukku Kulakrama Agatamami. This is ancestral property. We have a right. Vibhishana has a right to claim Kulakrama Agatam. So ancestral property. From generation to generation, for many births and for many births, Kula, the family, Krama, in the order, chronological order, Agatam has come. What? Padai Vedaha irukku. Padai Vedu meaning own land. Padai meaning, Padai, normally meaning army. They have stationed their army there. And therefore, this is the, in Tamil also, Padai also means offer to the god. So it has been offered to him, Vibhishana's right, RIGHT, to claim the property of Sri Lanka. Padai Vedaha irukka. Ittai, namely Sri Lanka, Haribhakyara irukkum Balhikadigaluடைய தேசங்கள். So Hari here should be Lord Sriman Narayana, here Rama. So Hari Bhashyara irukkum. So those who are not devoted to Lord Mahavishnu are here Sri Rama. So Hari Bhashyara irukkum Balhikadigaluடைய தேசங்கள். So you have to look at 136, 142 and 60 if possible. So already we saw in page 60, the Bhavadgadam me Rajyancha Jeevitamcha Sukhanicha, same wording. So Vibhishana Hanuman said, he is spurning the offer of the richness of Lanka Aishwaryadigal. He did not want leadership of Lanka, Aishwaryam, both wealth and leadership. Then Ella Purusharthamaha Devari Tiruvadiyalai Pattineen. Again, Ella Purushartham, Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha are dependent upon the divine feet of Rama. Ananya Prayojanana Adhikari Nimidam Suvyaktam. Again, Ananya Prayojanatvam Katti Arulinan. Velittan. So now Vibhinadvan is a fully qualified, rightful person who does not want any other advantage out of total surrender. So we hear here Navayam Tatkulinaha cha Rajyakankshi cha Rakshasaha. Endru Perumal Aruli Cheydan. So we don't belong to that race of demons. And whereas Rakshasaha, the demon, namely Vibhinadvan, wanted to have a kingdom. Rajyakankshi. That's what Rama said to the monkeys, so that they will mistake him. And they will also understand that they should not mistake him. So that was why Rama said to them. It looks as though that Vibhinadvan wants kingdom. So he says it openly, frankly, and we must understand the opposite of it. That is the beauty here. In Sanskrit sentences, suppose we say something and that opposite meaning should be taken into consideration. This is what we call something sarcastic, humorous, double meaning way of saying the words. So we'll go to 136. I think same words are there. Yeah. So it was about the propriety of action, dharma. Panchama dharma pramanate arlichigira. What are the pramanas? Shrutihi, scriptures, smritihi, the later books on the explanation of the meaning of the scriptures. Sadacharaha, good behavior, meaning traditional habits. Sadacharaha is satam acharaha, good people's behavior. And of course, in our own family, Sasyacha priyam atmanaha, what is liked by us also, among the decent behavior of the family. Samyak sankalpajaha, our decision is good decision. This desire to surrender at the feet of Lord Rama, divine feet of Lord Rama, came to Vibhinadvan's mind because of samyak sankalpaha. So that is good decision. And then kamaha, the desire. So all these are all dharma moolam idam smritam. All these are all understood to be originating from dharma, polity, propriety, righteousness. These are all said by great sages in Dharma Shastras. So we have Sakradeva Prapannaya is the Charma Shloka that we see under 136, then 142. So here, of course, Rama said this already. So we saw that even when Rama is ready to give succor to Ravana, Vibhinadvan feels now confident, more confident, that even when a sinful person is given protection, why not I? So that gave him a lot of courage to surrender to Rama. And therefore, and again, Vibhinadvan was considered a friend, as in Mahabharata, Lord Krishna considered Arjuna as his friend. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhutir Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. This is a statement by Vyasa here there. And therefore, wherever Lord Krishna and Arjuna are present together, there will be only victory, prosperity, great victory. Tatra Shrihi, prosperity, Vijayaha, great victory, Bhutihi, again, richness, Dhruva, definitely, Nitihi also, justice. And these are, so I already, Rama offered to give shelter to Ravana, because it has been already given to Sugriva. And again, Rama being an almighty, Rama is not an ordinary human being in this context. So, Amanava Nyayasthar, that was the special epithet given to Rama. Whether, irrespective of the species, namely monkey or demon, or even human being. So, this is common to all. So, not only to the human beings, Sarva Bhutebhyaha, all living beings refer to only human beings. No, it can apply to all creatures, all living beings. So now what we understand in this principle of Rama is Suhrit Paratantriyam. We become a slave to the friend. That's what already we saw in Krishna Avatara, namely, of course, we are now discussing Rama Avatara, but Krishna Avatara occurred later. But there was umpteen number of Krishna Avataras and Rama Avataras, and therefore this is about Krishna Avatara in the earlier Kalpa, earlier Chaturyuga. So, Senayor Abhayor Madhye Ratam Stape Mechute. There's only one example I am giving. So, Arjuna instructed Lord Krishna to place the chariot in between the two armies of Arjuna and Duryodhana. Then, without any word in opposition, Lord Krishna, as a charioteer, as a driver, brought the chariot in between, and then Vyasa says in his Bhagavad Gita, in the Bhagavad Gita, that Senayor Abhayor Madhye Sthapayitva Ratottamam. Then only they started talking. See, no word of appeal against the friend. That's what we call Suhrit Paratantriyam. Has Vibhishana become a friend? Yes. Has Sugriva become already a friend? Yes. Ravana has not become a friend? Yes. But still, so Sugrit Paratantri. If a surrenderer has good heart, then Lord will obey him. That is the essence of this principle, which we have to remind ourselves from the page 172. Okay, then we'll go to 173. So now, just the last line of the 172, sorry. Okay. So, Balhikadigalude Deshangalai. I think I don't understand this Tamil word or Sanskrit word. Balhikadi. It should be Bahikadi. That means outside states, external states, like Kishkinda. That meaning unknown places. It should mean unknown places. So good people will desert unknown places. Without knowing the nature of a place, they will not live there. So Sattvastaranavaர்கள், so those who are steadfast in goodness, quality of goodness, they will desert all unknown places. Viduma Pole. Generally, we also do this way. Namely, when we are used to a particular place in any city or any state or any country, we will not try to go out of the place because it is used to us. The living in that place is used to us. We have got some natural facilities for a long time, which we have been enjoying. Therefore, we don't want to go out of the place. And we are also afraid of a new place living. Then, so Viduma Pole, Savasanamaha Vitten. Savasanamaha. Vasanam. There are two meanings. So I didn't want to live in a what you call in an unknown place. Number one, I gave up the smell also. I gave up the smell also. What is the smell? Because it is latent impression of the mind where the property belongs to me. That also I gave up. Savasanamaha. Because vasana meaning good smell, generally good smell. Sometimes bad smell that comes out of our earlier birth. We tend to perform bad activities because of the vasana of the previous birth. And therefore, that means bad deeds were done in the previous birth also, then we want to continue that. So, savasana mahavitan meaning, even from the subconscious mind, I gave up all my links, all my interest, all my affinity towards a place known to me. Lanka is known to me. So even that has been parityakta. Parityakta. The meaning in Sanskrit is very deep. So paritastyakta. So not only Lanka, but all the places around Lanka. So we normally say Lanka is a city. So if you take the Sri Lanka country, so whatever surrounds the country, namely surrounds Sri Lanka city, has also been given up. So paritaha, around, tyakta. Avuril tuvakudayavai ellavatriyum aruvarutthen. I felt, what do you call, loathfulness, loathsomeness. What you call jugupsa, we say in Sanskrit. Jugupsa. Jugupsa is aruvarupu. As though I am touching a dead body of a dog. That is with all its limbs broken and so here, so we don't want to touch a dead body which has been injured, caught in accident. So in that way, I don't want to touch the flesh and blood of a dead body, namely Sri Lanka. Tuvakudayavai ellam ellavatriyum. Earlier, by living there in Sri Lanka, I had the connection with all things there. Avuril, in that Sri Lanka. Avuril in the sense now it has become alien. Sri Lanka is my foreign land now. It's a foreign land. So it is not my own land. It's not my motherland. So Tuvakudayavai ellavatriyum. Because I had the interest in earlier on Aruvarutthen. I felt very bad by connecting myself to Sri Lanka. So, Maya Parityakta, non Tuvakkaravitten. So I'm not talking about somebody else. That is my followers, 4 demons who came with me and who left the Lanka. But Maya Parityakta. I have done it. Non-Tuvakkaravitten. See, very, very important because generally, as I told you, by compulsion we surrender to the preceptor. Most of us by compulsion. Then there are people who advise us like this. Suppose some people contract disease, natural to the age. Prapatti is recommended for those who are sick. Go to the preceptor, surrender to his feet, your disease will go off. That's what advice is given by all the other elders to us. So for some purpose or other, prapatti is forced on us, thrust on us. So it is not so now. I did it on my own. Vibhishana says, I did it on my own. நான் துவக்கர விட்டேன். தேவரீர் லங்கை என்று பெயரிட்டு ஒரு விலங்கை பூட்டுகிறீரோ என்று நடுங்கான் என்றேன். Because, oh Rama, you wanted to make me the king of Sri Lanka. That means you are naming a kingdom as Lanka, and then you are tying me to a tiger. Are you tying me up to a lion, a ferocious animal? So, vilangai pootugireero. Vilangu here is Shangili, Shrinkhala in Sanskrit. So, are you fettering me with the chains? So, I made another meaning also. Vilangu meaning animal, ferocious beast in the forest. A forest beast. But here it is what you call the chain. Are you trying to chain me, fetter me by the chain called Sri Lanka? Puttugiriro, are you locking me up? Endru nadungan indren. Thus I am shivering. I am shivering to the bones. Then mitranicha. Mitra drohe cha patakam is a sentence from Gita, Bhagavad Gita. So when you betray your friend, it is a great sin. So when we betray our friends, it's a very great sin. Mitra drohe cha patakam. Patakam is called a very great sin. Mahapatakam is a greatest sin. Mitra drohe. So betrayal of the friend. Ennumbadi irukka cheide. Suppose you say that because I said mitranicha dhananicha, parityakta mayalanka mitranicha dhananicha. These were the words of Vibhishana. That means you are betraying are you betraying your friends? Rama seems to ask Vibhishana. Are you not committing sin by deserting your friends? Should you not invite all your friends from Sri Lanka and bring them here to surrender to me? That's what he is asking. Ennumbadi irukka cheide devariroda viroditha mitrahalai. I am not giving up all my friends. I am giving up all my friends who specifically opposed you, who have hatred towards Rama. So Devari Rode, so with you, Virodita, those who antagonized, Mitrahalai, friends, Shatrukal endu kaivitten. If they are Rama's enemies, then they are my enemies. If they are forced to FOES, forced to Rama, then they are my staunch force, FOES. Shatrukal endru kaivittu. Dhananicha. I gave up riches. I gave up all my possessions, properties. But no, dhanangalayum அவற்றோடு துவக்கத்தானே ஆபத்துக்களுக்கு காரணமாக கண்டபடியினாலே விட்டேன். I found that money is the obstacle for the surrender. Attachment to wealth is always bad. And therefore, I gave up my wealth. So my interest, my affinity towards the wealth was given up. Again, so Chakaratale, now look at the letter Cha and. So Chakaratale, Devari Trivadirile, Seveki Virudhangalella Viti. So that means Vibhinarvan feels very sorry that he has not mentioned all the things deserted. You could not list it completely. So Cha is everywhere. Mitrani cha dhanani cha. Parityakta maya lanka mitrani cha dhanani cha. Why these two chas? That means whatever that becomes an impediment to the surrender at the divine feet of O Rama, all of them were given up. So Chakara, see, this is the beautiful meaning of Valmiki's Cha and Vyasa Bhagavan's Cha. Cha meaning and. Also, here you find that Apadartham Dhanam Rakshet. The Shastra says, if you want to protect yourself, you please save money. Apadartham, for an emergency catastrophe, Dhanam Rakshet. You please keep cash with you. That is Shastra. But this is a big accident that impends Vibhishnarva. So Ramanujacharya's Gadyam, Sharanagati Gadyam, tells us Pitaram Matarancha. Tyaktva Pitarancha Matarancha Dhananicha. So Pitaram Mataram. Should we give up our parents? This is what is being now done by some. Pitaram Mataram. So desert your parents. So should we desert your parents or not? So it's only an oral attitude. That's all. You are not to practically do it. So Pitaram Mataram. Paritastyakta, Ella Purattilam Bittain, number 1 note. Mitradrohe Chapatakam, Bhagavad Gita 138. Snehidaralukku Duroham Sevadalirkum Papathiyum. Then Apadartham Dhanam Raksheti is Bharata Uttarakandam. I think she is Mahabharatam. Bharata Uttarakandam, 37th canto, 18th. Maybe some other source. Abattukkalukkaga dhanattai rakshikka vendum. Pitaram Mataram, Tandai Thai, Ellavattriyum kaivittu un thiruvadigale sharanamadaindhen. So here, Pitaram Mataram should be mentioned only when they have also their life is over. When their life is over, then you can say Pitaram Mataram. And you can't even desert your own parents, namely Lord, the divine couple. They are our parents. You cannot say, I give up Rama and Sita, namely Rama is my father, Sita is my mother, and therefore I give up those parents. No. So only when the life of parents is over, then you can say. So these should not be taken very seriously. And I think we must also consult elders to understand why this Pitaram and Mataram. So these are now literally understood by present day people. The point is helplessness. That's the meaning. Helplessness, meaning my parents also cannot save me. Only you can save me. So page 174. Nattar Purushartham என்றும் இருக்கும் இவற்றையெல்லாம் விட்டீராகிலும் அவற்றினுடைய இழவு நெஞ்சிலே கிடவாதோ என்னில் திருப்பார்கடலிலே வாய் வைத்தவனுக்கு நாய்ப்பால் குடியாத விழ வேண்டா விழ உண்டோ என்று. Just you can a little go up in the page 174. Yeah. So generally people say, not are meaning citizens of the country. They will always say, புருஷார்த்தம் என்றிருக்கும் அவற்றையெல்லாம் விட்டீராகிலும், though Vibhinarvan or anybody like us give up our dharma, kama, artha, these three, even moksha. Alvar, as he said, அச்சுவை பெரினும் வேண்டேன் அரங்கமான அருளாமி பச்சைமா மனைபோல் மேனி பவளவாய் கமலச் செங்கன் அச்சுதா அமரரேரே ஆயர்தம் குழந்தை என்னும் இச்சுவை தான் போய் இந்திரலோகமாளும். He referred to only heaven, not Vaikuntham. அச்சுவை பெரினும் வேண்டேன் அரங்கமான அருளாமி. He didn't want even heaven ruled by Indra. Oh, all right, these citizens say to Vibhinarvan, so all right, you have given up all the other three purusharthas, dharma, artha, kama, but the thought will be there in your subconscious mind, depth of the mind, unfathomable depth of the mind. You will have the desire in a remote corner of your heart. Avattinuடைய இழவு. I think we must find out the meaning of 1, 2. Note 1 under the notes, please. The iravi is nashtam, okay, as usual. So, should we not regret later that we have given up the wealth, dharma, artha, kama, and so on? Nenjile kedavado innil. Suppose we have an afterthought that we feel sorry that we have given up our kingdom, Lanka, Mitrani, friends, Dhanani, the richest, and so on. So, Nenjile Kedavado, will it be in the subconscious mind, deeply embedded? Then example is given. Tirupar Kadalile, in the ocean of milk, Vai Vaitavanukku, one who has drunk, Vai Vaitavanukku is little derogatory. Therefore, we can say, one who has drunk the milk of milky ocean, then Naipal Kudiyada Vidavundo engiran. Vibhinarvan says, now who will drink a dog's milk after drinking the milk of the Milky Ocean? Milky Ocean is holy, and dog's milk is very low in character. Nobody will try to drink the milk of a dog, because dog itself, though it is one of the creations of Lord, there are some what we call hierarchies. There are some high and low levels of behavior. So because of its behavior, dog is to be censured. Dog is to be thought of as a low creature because of its bad quality. But bad quality is, of course, the innate nature of the dog. Dog has many better qualities than a human being, but it is always despised, is always found faulty. So then he said, Vibhinarvan said, Bhagavad Gatam me rajyancha jivitancha sukhancha. As though that this thought comes to my mind now, as though Vibhinarvan is the leader of Sri Lanka. He says, my Rajyam has been given to you. Rather, not given to you, has come to you or gone to you. Without my own intention, maybe. Vibhinarvan doesn't feel that he transferred the kingdom Lanka to Sri Rama, but he did not snatch it away from Ravana and also submitted the Lanka Rajyam to Rama. But he says that now the Lanka Rajyam is yours. Me Rajyam. And Cha Jivita. So my life also is, that is what we call Atma Samarpanam. So Atma Samarpanam is done. So Jivita. Sukhanicha, Atmiya Samarpanam. So So whatever belonged to Vivek is also submitted. Not submitted, taken by Rama, that's all. Gone to Rama of its own accord. My riches of their own accord went to Rama. My kingdom, me rajyam. There we always see the possessiveness, mamakaraha. See, we cannot forget it. We cannot forget it at the end of our life. We cannot forget our properties. The name of the Lord is forgotten easily, but not properties. Our attachment to the properties is a cause for our remembrance, but the memory doesn't fail there, whereas memory of the Lord fails. That's why it is Krishnattvadiya Padapangaja Pancharantam Adyaiva me Vishatu Manasa Rajahamsaha Pranaprayana Same Kapavata Pitthaihi Kantavarodhana Vido Smaranam Kutaste. How can I remember you? When my throat is choked by the bile overflow, the cough, the phlegm, and also the imbalanced air in my body. Kapha vata pitthaihi. Bile overflow is pittham. Pittham. Vata is the wrong wind in our body. That is rheumatism. Vata. Then kapha is phlegm. Phlegm. So all these are all preventing us from remembering the Lord. We are not able to orally say the Lord's name. We are all, because of our health suffering, so we are not able to remember Him. We don't come to memory the stotras that we learned earlier. So nothing comes to our mind. Prana prayana sami, at the time of life's end, when the Jivatma ebbs out of the body. So Bhavad-gatam me rajyam cha jivitam cha sukhani cha, all my pleasures also are gone to you. Bhogopakaranangalum bhoktavana ennudaya sattayum. So all the accessories which I enjoyed as pleasure instruments, bhogopakaranangalum. Bhoktavana ennudaya sattayam. I thought I am the enjoyer, bhokta. So ennudaya sattayam, my very existence. Bhogangalum ellam, all the pleasures that I seem to have experienced. My wrong understanding. Because of my wrong understanding, I thought I am enjoying those materialistic pleasures. Devarire anubhavikkiyagira Mahasamudrathile Tevalahilile Odungi Kidakkum. Once I get blissful experience, O Rama, with you, Devarire, with you, anubhavikkiyagira. So when I have the blissful experience, highly blissful experience of falling at your feet and coming near you and enjoying your qualities, it is a big ocean of happiness, great bliss, Mahasamudratil, a great ocean. Tevalaihalile odingi kadakkum. So it will be in the drops of water on the seashore, pushed by the waves of the blissful ocean. All my pleasures, riches, Rajyam, the kingdom, the accessories of the instruments of pleasure, and so on. Even my individual soul will be relegated to background, in the sense they will lie down on the seashore. இது சமுத்திரத்திலே குளப்படியும் உண்டும் என்னுமா போலே இருப்பதொரு பாசம். Can we get into the ocean without knowing the swimming? No, it is not possible. But as you see a tank, rather well, W-E-L-L, well in our town, village. It's called Vapi in Sanskrit. A very big well where steps are given to get down into water. So, Kulappadiyum undu. whole ocean of happiness of Lord, happiness to experience with the Lord, kulappadiyum undu. There are steps to get into the ocean, depth of the ocean of happiness, as though they are available, as if they are available in the tank. Well, ennuma pole iruppadoru pasum. This particular verse, namely, Parityakta Mayalanka Mitrani cha Dhanani cha Bhavadgatam me Rajyam cha Jivitan cha. So these are the words that Vibhishana said. And this Pasuram, rather, this verse, now, according to the commentator, the Valmiki Bhagavan's Ramayana verses have become Pasuram. That the Pasuram has got a significant meaning, namely, only Alvar's statements are Pasurams. Alvar's verses are Pasurams. The 12 apostles of Sri Vaishnavism, they have created 4,000 Pasurams. The Pasuram is adoration of the Lord. The sentences the words in Valmiki Ramayana have become Pasuram. That means rather equal to the Tamil scriptures. இப்படி அனன்ய பிரயோஜனான விபீஷணாழ்வானுக்கு மேல் லங்கா ராஜ்யம் வந்தபடி என்ன என்னில். Then when Vibhishana did not want any other advantage of total surrender, then why was he forced to accept the kingship of Sri Lanka? Why did Lord Rama anoint him as the king of Sri Lanka earlier? So Lanka Rajyam Mandapadi Yen and then Nil. So if you question the action of Rama, அது ராம நியோகானுபாலன ரசிகனான இவனுக்கு. So now the beauty is Vibhishana, please listen carefully. Vibhishana by obeying the order of Rama enjoys his slavery. That is the beautiful meaning. Why did not Vibhishana reject the offer of Rama of the Sri Lanka kingdom? Because obeying Rama itself, obeying the protector itself, is a pleasure for him, high bliss for him. While he wants to obey, while he obeys the order of Rama, it is Rama's instruction, Rama Niyoga, order. Anupalanam, taking care of. Rasikaha, connoisseur. So since Vibhishana was a connoisseur, that is one who revels in obeying Rama's orders, therefore he accepted. He could have easily rejected Rama's offer. I came here only to surrender to you, and I wanted only your feet only, divine feet only. You could have said it earlier, said it little before the anointment. But he did not say this. So, Ninnaye Tan Vendi Neel Selvam Vendadan, Tannaye Tan Vendum Selvam. Ingrabadiye Vandadu Atta. This is a beautiful statement of Alvar. Vibhishana sought only Rama. Ninnaye Tan Vendi. Vibhishana sought S-O-U-G-H-T, sought only Rama. Ninnaye Tan Vendi. Neel Selvam Vendadan. He did not want to rule the kingdom for a long time. Not only he did not want the kingdom, he did not want to rule the kingdom for a long time also. We don't know the future of Vibhishana after the death of Ravana also. The Ramayana doesn't say what happened to Vibhishana. So Neel Selvam Vendadan, he did not like to have a long time property. Tannaye Tan Vendum Selvam. Riches came to him. Shelvam Tannaye Tan Vendum. Whoever does not want riches, the riches will go to him. This is a way of Mahalakshmi, as we say. When we spurn the offer will come to us. விலகி போனால் விரும்பி அருகே வரும்.
விரும்பி போனால் விலகி விரும்பி போனால் விலகி போகும்.
ஆமா, அது இல்ல, இது விலகி போனால் விரும்பி வரும்.
அதாவது அது மாத்திதான் ஆக்சுவலா இல்ல, அது வந்து
வைசி வருஷா ரிவர்ஸ். விரும்பினால் விலகி போகும், விலகினால் விரும்பி வரும். We have
quality of Lakshmi. That is the quality of Lakshmi ne சுகநாதனுடைய அட்வைஸ்.
இதுல காதம்பரியில
சுகநாதர் ரொம்ப பிரமாதமான ஒரு இது
அட்வைஸ் ஆன் Mahalakshmi. And second canto of Kiratarjuniyam of Bharavi, a great poet. So Kiratarjuniyam is a Mahakavyam, one of the 5 great epics. That is the second epic, rather third epic after Kalidasa. Kalidasa's twin epics are Kumar Sambhavam and Raghuvamsha. After that, Bharavi comes. Bharavi started the what we call gymnastics of words, sound beauty. He added sound beauty. Kalidasa did not do it. Bharavi started, he is a pioneer in sound beauty, Shabda Alankara. And then he said in the second canto, very beautiful saying, Gunalubdhaha Swayameva Sampadaha. The first line.
சாமி, இந்த சப்த அலங்காரம் வந்து சித்திரகாவியம் ஆயிடுமா அப்படி இல்லையா?
ஆமா ஆமா ஆமா
இல்லையா?
சப்த அலங்காரம் தான் சித்திரகாவியம். அர்த்தாலங்காரம் சித்திரகாவியம் ஆகாது. சப்தாலங்காரம் only becomes சித்திரகாவியம்.
சப்தாலங்காரம் தானே பிரதானமான, அதாவது இது
இல்ல சப்தாலங்காரம் அது என்ன சொல்றாங்க, சம்ஸ்கிருதத்துல ஒரு ப்ராவர்ப் இருக்கு. அது இட்ஸ் a proverb in Sanskrit. So Chitralankara was considered Adhamam Kavyam. A Chitra Kavyam is Adhamam Kavyam, according to critics, according to the analyzers, namely other commentators. Chitra Kavyam is Adhamam. Any poet, they say any poet can write with sound beauty. It's not possible. In Sanskrit, I have experienced it. It's not possible to write Chitra Kavyam easily.
இல்ல, அதுக்கு ஒரு ரிதமிக்கான இது இருக்கணும். அதுக்கு ஒரு ஏதோ some meaning. It may not give Vyangyam.
You need a lot of.
No, it may not give Vyangyam, but it gives some sort of rhythmic flow in the and you will enjoy it. Reader also will enjoy it. It is not to be totally ignored.
Right. Listening to a sound beauty poem is very pleasurable. It's always a pleasure. It creates immediate happiness. I will tell you just one line. Amandananda Sandoha Sachandaspada Mandiram. This is what you said in English. Amandananda Sandoha Sachandaspada Mandiram. Inda comes five times here. Amanda, Ananda, Sandoha, Sachanda, Aspada Mandiram. Inda, NDA comes 5 times. This is what we call a definition of Vrityanuprasa, a series of repetition called alliteration. So Vrityanuprasa definition in Shabdalankara is example and definition. Both of them is Amandananda Sandoha Sachandaspada Mandiram. It is a place for Mandiram. It's a place for unlimited happiness. Amanda Ananda. It is collected. Sandoha. Sachandaspada. According to the will of the poet, he can use any word to create happiness. So if you worship Lord Krishna, what do you say? I went to the temple and worshipped Lord Krishna. How was that worship? How did you feel? So we say Chandanam Khalu, Govinda, Charana, Dvandva, Vandanam. Chandanam Khalu. So in the hot season, as though my body was besmeared with sandal paste, cool sandal paste. Chandanam Khalu. Again Inda. Chandanam Khalu, Govinda, Charana, Dvandva. Dvandva, two feet. Vandanam, worship. So when you read this, you get a lot of pleasure. So I have another example. So here, I just remember the words of Bharavi in Kiratarjuniya. Sahasa vidadita nakriyam avivekaha paramapadam padam. Sahasa vidadita nakriyam. Look before you leap. Think twice before you do anything. Sahasa vidadita nakriyam. Don't do any action hastily. Sahasa vidadita nakriyam. Avivekaha, indiscrimination, that is a non-application of your mind. Avivekaha, param apadam padam. It will land us in the great catastrophe, great danger. It will place us under great risk. Avivekaha paramapadam padam. So what will happen to the money? So sampadaha, riches, gunalubdaha, they always go after a quality person, a person with good qualities. How? Swayameva, by themselves, money will reach a quality person. So how it is a quality person? Sagasa vidaditana kriyam avivekah paramapadam padam. Vimarshya karinam, the one who acts after analyzing the action, foresee some plan of action. Swayameva sampada. So the riches will reach him. So now here you can call Vibhishana as Vimarishyakari. Without thoughts, he did not approach Rama. So thoughtfully approached Rama. That is the beauty. So here, so Tannaye Tan Vendum Selvam. That is the meaning of Sampadaha Swayameva Yanti. Vandadattane. So now we are led to say, we don't blame Vibhishana, Advan. Don't blame Vibhishana Advan. Because Vibhishana Advan got the kingdom, Sri Lanka, from the hands of Rama. Assured by Rama. It was only an assurance.
Ramanujadayavadram Jnana Vairagyamujanam Venkadanathadyo Vande Vedanta Dedikam Kavida Simhaya Kalyana Gunadaline Srimate Venkatesaya Vedanta Gurave Dirondagopal Tiruvengadamudaya Marundru Sunna Paramudiyun Orundru Thane Mayado Dharaniyun Varvarku Varera Pomalavum Var Vadiddivatiro Banga Panjanana Paragrama श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्य चिरं विजयता भुवि।
रामानुजदया पात्रम् ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणम् श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यम् वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्। कवितार्किकसिंहाय कल्याणगुणशालिने श्रीमते वेङ्कटेशाय वेदान्तगुरवे नमः। சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஓரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய.